Two. So, good day, everybody. This call will go on, I believe, in the school app as well. So, uh, hey Graham, how you doing?
Hey, hey,
Good to see you, man.
you
Alina's gonna
too.
join here. Alina's gonna join. We got a
Sweet.
whole awesome call here planned. Hey Jake,
Nice.
hey Henry, welcome. All right. Hi Alina, how you doing?
Hi, yeah, I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing
Good,
excellent, doing
good.
excellent. We probably have a Tommy at some point will join, but I think we can just kick it off. So, Alina, you're the expert here. I will defer to you, and let me know if you need me.
Amazing. We do have hard stop at 9:30. So Graham just give us 30 minutes of super efficient, energetic time with us. So
Heck
really
yeah.
excited and thank you for your time today. It's awesome, amazing results. You won the competition twice already with us, and I'm really excited to just kind of dive into all the details and ask you all the questions. So overall, first, could you please introduce yourself and tell us like what do you do, what your niche is, how can you help people, how can you help clients?
Yeah, so my name is Graham Duval. I own Valued Productions. We're video marketing business, and so we help people with creating a video strategy that's going to essentially get their message in front of their ideal client and help them reach their goals through high quality content.
Cool, amazing. And could you please describe point A? So you joined the coaching. So when was it? And like, what was your point A back then?
So I think it was in the beginning of the year, like right around January. I honestly don't remember the exact date, but I think it was January or December or something like that. I think it was December. And for me, I have been posting reels and doing videos on social media for a while, but only kind of really in this one style. And I'm like, man, I am a video marketing person. I need to be really practicing what I preach. So, I wasn't quite hitting the mark of where I wanted to be as far as my Instagram. And so, I mean, I see Mike's stuff pop up all the time, and I'm always watching it just in his organic stuff, just for my own personal stuff. And then I saw his thing come up, and I was like, okay, let's do this.
Amazing, got it. And so at point B, how much were you making from Instagram specifically? And maybe like amount of leads or amount of followers, like any numbers you can share with us.
Yeah. So uh prior I was at like a pretty consistent, well, like when I say consistent, like a couple months at like 15K a month for revenue for my business. And I was at like, I think I want to say like 12 or 1300 followers. And so yeah, and I was like, okay, what do I got to do to increase this and make it more profitable and better content and better strategy and connecting with my prospects more. And then so joining the program and like learning the process of, sales and using the different ways of using content. um I ended up hitting a excuse me, $30,000 month in January, which was essentially doubling what I had the previous month. And then in February, I closed out one of my top months to date, which was a $78,000 month. And I ended up increasing my followers. So, it was like a 400 follower increase, and I think I'm at like 1700 now. But that's the thing, is like learning the fact that I don't need like crazy amount of followers. I need high quality followers. And that's like the biggest piece. And so like, I had some, I didn't know much about Instagram, like when I first started my Instagram account years ago. And, so like, filtering out all the stuff that I did wrong and then dialing it in to then, having my high ticket offer, really developing my sales process and continuing to optimize that allowed me to close a $78,000 month with 1,700 followers. And my reach just
Wow.
like skyrocketed too. Like that is a big one for me, is because like I'm all about that awareness, and my reach is at like 19,000, I think. And it's the percentage of non-followers that see my stuff now is just, it's, I don't know, I think it's up like 100% or something like that. It's wild. The reach is where it's at.
Yeah, this is crazy. I like, especially with, like you said, oh, this was a huge increase like in followers. But overall, if you look at different niches, you gained 400 followers, but you were able to times your income by like 6 times, I think,
Yeah.
if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. So yeah, from
Yeah.
15, basically from 15 in January to 78K in February.
Yep.
So this is insane. I'm super proud of your results, and like you're crushing it. Obviously, like all the work that you've put in, all the content and like time that you've spent on that paid off. But could you please share exactly? So maybe like top 3 things or like steps or strategies that you took from the coaching that helped you to achieve those results?
Yeah. So the one of the big ones was the sales process, as far as the 3-step process, and having that laid out, and just like, because I had kind of had something similar to that before, and then just seeing that how that tied into the way I do things kind of already, and really developing that was super, super helpful, because it, the way that I sell is a very value driven and like giving, and so like that was just super helpful. And then the other piece is the learning the different content styles. Like I said, when I first started, I was very like adamant about one type of content style. It was talking heads like all day long, like that's all I did, and since then I've been doing like different styles, like the skits, and the, I don't know, like text on screen with some b-roll and stuff like that, and that's cool for my people, because I'm a video guy, and so like having those different things, like I've gotten a lot of good feedback on it, like, oh, this is awesome. And then the third thing is, I would have to say, stories. I'm working on it. It's definitely an area that I know that I need more work on, but having the support here of like, okay, this is like a solid structure that I need to go with, and like these are the types of things that I can work on. This is what I can build in with my highlights. That is another thing that I'm super pumped about.
Amazing. Thank you so much. It was like super detailed response as well. So
Yeah.
already people can get so much value on like what to focus on. And then also like on the first call with our team, so with the sales call, what was kind of the pivoting moment, or like the moment you realized, oh, this is for me, like I want to continue with this program? So maybe like a phrase or a sentence or a specific, I don't know, feature in our program that you wanted, and that's why you joined.
That's interesting. I definitely remember talking with Mitch here, and he was super awesome on the call, because like honestly, I didn't quite think of what I was like. I knew that I wanted to do something, and then I just, as a business owner, that's always like, okay, what decision do I make here? And he was super like, just like laid it out black and white, just like, hey, this is what's going on, and did essentially the same 3-step process, that I have since kind of learned a little bit more, and it was just like, put the ball in my court. And so I don't recall specifically like what was the thing that like put me over the edge, but it was more the fact of like, I see this guy popping up on my feed all the time, as far as like Mike, I see him popping up on my feed all the time, I take away extreme value from the content that he puts out already, I can only imagine what the stuff after investing in myself into the actual program is going to provide if I'm getting this much value from the organic free content, essentially, which is something that I want to emulate for my prospects as well. So like being able to incorporate that is the super important thing.
Thank you. Love that. And last part for me, what would be your advice for people who are just starting, or maybe they think that, oh, I have like, I don't know, 300 followers, 1,000 followers, like even 2K followers. I don't have a base, or like I don't have a loyal, kind of loyal base for followers to get even the first sale or to make a huge amount of money. So any kind of advice or like mindset shift, or what helped you to being able to, well, before making to make 15K even before the coaching with 1,300 followers, and then how to switch to, oh, I can actually even make like 100K easily with this like less than 2K followers.
Yeah, definitely. I think well, one of the things that I was constantly being reminded at is like it takes time, and like I'm a person who's like, okay, let's go. And I was constantly being reminded like it takes time, just keep doing what you're doing. And I think the shift of the fact of like it's all about quality for me anyway, specifically with my niche. As I start increasing more followers that are quality, it obviously is going to expand the amount that I have, but the mindset shift of just like it takes time. Having those quality, like, doesn't matter if you have 300, they're quality people. And then the engagement funnel was another big piece, because like before the program, I didn't reach out to anybody that like liked or followed me or anything like that, you know what I mean? And so starting to do that was super helpful. So with 300 people, and you start to reach out to 300 people, that's 300 people. That's a lot of people, you know what I mean? So even like 1,500, that's a lot of people too, you know what I mean? And so I think that's the other big thing, is engaging with the people that you do have.
Love that. Got it. Thank you so much. So that's kind of majority of the questions from my side. Guys, do you want to dive into any particular moments, or what was great with our company, or what was maybe challenging at the beginning or something? Jake, I think you have a question.
Hey, Graham.
Hello.
Thanks for taking time for us today.
Yeah.
So what I'm curious about is, you obviously have your one-on-one coach, but then you also have access to school and the platform.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find, was it a good mix of you using both? Did you lean more heavily on the coach? I'd be interested in hearing a little bit about that.
Yeah, I definitely leaned more heavily on my coach, just because, for me personally, like the platform was nice as like a supplement with my coach, because just the type of person the way that I learn, it's easier for me to be like, oh, I have a meeting with my coach and she's like, do this. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do this, and this, you know what I mean? Versus, I don't know, I don't learn as well just like going through like a bunch of videos. That's just me personally. It's a great like layout, and like there's so much information, but I personally haven't gone through as much of it. And then the other thing, the reason I also relied heavily on my one-on-one coach was because the call times, unfortunately, those times just are like so tough for me to make on those times. So like I try the best I can, and like watching some of the replays is helpful, but like that's the other reason why.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm curious too, like, how nice was it for you to be able to actually, because a lot of our business owners that we talk to sometimes feel like they don't have anybody they can talk to, like nobody that gets what they're trying to do, or the people they talk to have not been successful, so they don't know how to give them advice. How nice was it for you to actually be able to talk to a coach that knew exactly what they should do
Yeah. I mean, that's the biggest thing for me is like being surrounded, like as a growing business owner. And I guess now that you mention it, that's probably one of the reasons why I jumped in anyways, because like when I'm trying to do something and grow as a business owner myself, I surround myself with similar like-minded people, you know, and so having someone that I'm trying to do this thing and I can just ask questions to, and like I'm a type of person that, you know, with a to-do list, I'll bust things out on the to-do list, but coming up with the stuff to put on that to-do list, I recognize that I'm not the best at. So having that with the one-on-one is super helpful for me, just because it's like, okay, this week do this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay, let's do it.
Anybody else have any questions? I mean, I could keep asking questions forever, but anybody else want to jump in with a question?
Jake, I actually like you. I have one, but Jake, you keep going. I'll ask mine in a minute.
All right, so Graham, the next thing I was wondering is, has going through the coaching helped you? Do you feel like you're able to provide more value to your clients because of what you've learned from us?
Most definitely. 100%. Like I said, I was so um like bent on the talking head style videos and like that being like the only way to like build that, you know, I'm always talking about building the authority and the trust, and like this what you guys are always talking about too, and you know, and seeing that that can be done in ways uh without just like a talking head video, which is what I have done for so long. And like, it's interesting. It's funny because like there's a lot of stuff out on the Instagram and whatnot. And, you know, I don't know. There's something about doing it with someone who's clearly done this before and clearly like has a set path and like a proven system, that this is the reason why I trusted to like change up my content style, versus like still seeing it out on Instagram, but like I don't know these people, you know what I mean? Mike's provided so much value already just in his organic, and I remember thinking too, like seeing his content and being like, man, I want to do something similar to that, because like, dude, he's got all these crazy things, and like the personality shines through, and like I find myself having a very similar like personality in the content style, you know what I mean? And so yeah, now I'm able to kind of like portray that out to my clients as well and be like, look, we can do these other things too, you know, we're going to help with some stories and stuff, and like it just helps provide much more value to my clients.
Awesome. And final question for me is, a lot of times I'll have prospects that are a little concerned about the majority of the conversation being through Telegram. Yeah.
Mm.
How was that? And with your busy schedule, did you guys have a set schedule, or were you guys pretty flexible about, hey, let's meet this time tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, uh, I was actually given the option of WhatsApp or Telegram, and we've been talking on WhatsApp. So, just because for me, I use WhatsApp with um my other team, like with my team, and so having on WhatsApp was easier for me. So I didn't really use Telegram. But as far as like the communication, I told her from the beginning, I was like, look, if I send a message at like midnight, I don't expect like an answer or anything. I just type a message when it comes into my head. You know what I mean? It's easier for me to just type it and just send it. You know what I mean? Versus like writing it down as a note and be like, oh, I got to ask that question. You know what I mean? So it's like, whatever. If you see one come in, just answer it whenever, you know? And so we kind of had that flow back and forth. And then, like every week or something, we would just set up a time. She'd send me a calendar link, and we'd set up the best time that works, because I'm crazy busy.
Cool. So
Yeah.
Graham, question for you is, had you ever done coaching before this? Like before you actually booked the call with our team, had you done a lot of things or?
Yeah. So I done a coaching program excuse me, that was more geared towards setting up my like foundational systems as a video business. So it was like very video like scale your video business centric. So which was very helpful at the time, but like that was also like a year ago, and there was a lot, like we did some stuff with ads and then just like building out foundational systems and stuff like that, and that worked for the time being. But I saw a shift in the video space, like just myself, that there's just so much more heavily leaning on organic content. And so that's kind of where I knew that I had to explore more, is like, okay, I built my foundational video business systems, but like my organic content game definitely needs to step up somehow. You know what I mean? So that's kind of why I explored more. And then based on everything else I said, like with seeing his content and, you know, wanting to come in and stuff like that.
Cool. And when you came into that call, would you say you were pretty like into the sales call? Would you say
Yeah.
you're pretty neutral? Were you pretty excited? Were you very skeptical? Like, what was your mindset coming into it?
That was that. So I was definitely like a little more than neutral, because I the way the value was laid out was like, okay, hop on the call and like learn, you know, about what's going on in your business essentially, you know. And I had been given value through his free like webinar. What I can't remember exactly what it was at the time, but so like I knew that I was like, I wasn't like 100% neutral. That like I was a little excited, but I was trying not to be like crazy excited, because I knew there was gonna be, you know, I sell high ticket too, so like I knew there was gonna be something coming on. So like trying, but like I also knew at the same time, like, okay, there's something here. You know what I mean? Like so.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's helpful for us to know too, you know, because we do this all day. So
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
cool. Thanks. Aside from that, I mean, yeah, Sam, Henry, and Josh are pretty new, so I don't know if you guys have
Yeah, I've got a
questions or
question, if you don't
yeah.
mind me jumping in. And Graham, thanks so much for your time. Obviously, you're a busy guy, and it's
Yeah.
genuinely awesome to see what you're doing. And it's very helpful for us jumping on calls, and like we have you as like one of our many testimonials. So it's great to see.
Definitely.
My question is, did you have either before the call with Mitch or on the call with Mitch, did you have any like hesitations or any, let's say, doubts? And then the second part of that question is, let's say there's someone in the same situation as you, and you were talking to them now, having been through the coaching, what would you say to them?
Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely, I mean, the biggest thing for me is always the price. Like I didn't quite have doubts on like the value of it. You know, it's just for me as a business owner, it's like, oh, okay, you know, like, and I guess this is the thing with sales anyways, is, you know, how do you soften that blow of like a solid, like a, you know, the sticker shock, like how do you soften that a little bit, you know? And Mitch did a great job at it, you know, just like laying everything out in front of me. And like when I gave a little bit of a price objection, you know, I was like, oh, okay, let's find a solution for this, you know. And so I was able to split it up, which was helpful. And then just like essentially just being like, it's whatever, you know, we don't want to work with someone who doesn't want to put in the effort anyway, you know what I mean? And so like that was kind of the thing. It's like, yeah, you're right, like I wouldn't either, you know what I mean? And so I think that is the thing that you know, just kind of made it like a little less scary, I guess, you know. And as far as like someone who may be in the similar position, I don't know, that's a tough one. I mean, I always try to say, like, if you're trying to grow as a business owner, you know, and you can't invest in yourself, like how do you expect other people to invest in you? You know what I mean? And so that's like a big thing that I live by. Just, you know, especially doing what I do, where my program, like my offer is a high ticket offer, you know what I mean? And so like, it's like, hey, this is a marketing venture. Like, how can you expect your clients to invest in you if you can't invest in yourself with this marketing strategy that we're going to build out for you, you know? And so I think that, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And then a quick follow-up question, if you don't mind. Like,
Yeah.
regarding the investment, obviously we talk to people, and for some people it's not a big investment. For quite a lot of people, for some people it might seem, like you said, like the sticker
Yeah,
shock
yeah.
you get. So, but now you've been through the program. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd say that it was worth the investment?
Yeah, definitely. For sure. You know, for 3 months, one-on-one, the full program, like coaching calls, like I've been like I've seen programs and been in a program that was more than that. So yeah, definitely the value is there for sure. That's not a question at all. Like I like, kind of to Jake's question earlier, as far as like the actual like course material, like that's still being super helpful for me, because like I'm still like referencing back to it, you know what I mean? And then like the coaching that, you know, get every week, and then being able to see the calls, you know, I think that the biggest thing is implementation with stuff like this, and, you know, having those like 3 or 4 calls weekly are is, you know, so helpful with the implementation.
And then final question, what's next for you?
What's next for me? That's a good question.
$200,000 a month.
That's the goal. That's the goal. I'm working on that right now. And so I think the big thing that is going to be helping with that is I'm in the process of building out an evergreen funnel, because like part of what helped with the February was I drove a bunch of organic content to a live event that I did, and so I was talking with my coach, and he's like, let's make that an actual evergreen funnel that we can do the same thing, where you don't actually have to do the live all the time. And I was like, now that's what I'm talking about. So I'm working on that right now, which is a little bit of a little more work, but that's the goal. So
Love it. That was perfect timing with Mike transitioning in as well. I love it. You did that on purpose.
Awesome. Thanks, Graham.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Thank you so much for your time, Graham. I do
most
remember
definitely.
about your next meeting, so we don't
Sweet.
want to spend more time, but it was super valuable. We're going to share it on the platform. People going to
Yeah.
like learn even from the first 10 minutes, and then going to get motivation from the next, let's say 15, 20. So
Heck
once
yeah.
again, good luck with your March results. We're hoping to see multiple six figures with us.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Wait,
crushing it.
I
Thank
think
you so much again.
I still got like a few more days, but this month I'm at 21, 36. So it's a little bit less than before, but still consistent on like 30K. I think once I get that evergreen funnel, that's gonna really help a lot with stuff. But still, yeah. Awesome. I appreciate y'all.
Great
Thanks,
job,
Graham.
man.
Amazing.
Have a
Have a
great
great
day.
day.
Thanks,
Thanks, Graham.
Bye.
Thanks, Graham.
Bye.
Cheers, Graham.
Crush it. Crush
Thank you,
it.
thank you.